All
Hi,
right.
hi, Bunny.
Hi, Louise. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so well today. Thank you for asking. It's weird to finally be at this point where I'm doing interviews and feeling this movie is finally sort of not just coming to fruition, but going to get out there in the world and hopefully make people laugh.
Well, it made me laugh. I got to tell you something. It really, really did. And just before we dive into this film, I just want to congratulate you because you are a new mom. And how are things going? Because your life must be chaos right now.
It's really not that chaotic.
Good.
Maybe I thrive in chaos. Um, I'm actually as soon as we finish launching Chick Flick, we're diving headfirst in January into production on another film, and then two subsequent to that. And we also have, when I say we, I say my bestie and business partner over here, who's the brains of every operation. We're diving straight into another film. It's going to be an action film that I'm directing. I'm not in it, thank God. But also, it's a film that's going to be peppered with comedy.
Good.
uh, Kristen and I love as filmmakers to make material that's going to make people laugh, because we spend most of our days just laughing at stupid scenarios and coming up with ideas for films. And so yeah, I mean, bring on all the chaos.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you're handling it very well as far as I'm concerned. But this one was really fun because, let's go back 10 years. This was a movie that you had been in. It was like in 2013. And now here we are 10 years later with a ramped up update. Why did you feel the need that you wanted to update it? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so the history is I was originally offered the role back in 2013. And it was a bunch of young filmmakers. It was a first time director embarking on a screenplay that he had written. And after we filmed, that was around the time that I had just graduated law school and started my own production company. And it was the year, I believe, I released my first film that I'd produced. I didn't direct it, but I starred in it, and it was called
Hmm.
Intruder, the thriller.
Yeah.
And as the years went by, those filmmakers felt that the story wasn't really coming together as they had hoped. And so, after feeling a bit more seasoned as a writer, director, producer, I said to them, "Guys, if you like, I'm happy to take the helm
Mm,
and turn this into something a bit different." And so, with the original filmmaker's blessing, they
great.
said, "You know what? This is really yours now." And so we looked at the script and we completely rewrote it from page one, and um, brought it into the modern era, which is digital online dating,
Right.
which in 2013 wasn't really a thing. So the original concept for the film was pretty radically different, but at its core, it was about heartbreak. And so
Right.
that's the one element that we maintained and held on to in my version of the movie. And we added, um, yeah, I guess a lot more comedy
Right.
and a lot more relatable content as it pertains to online dating, the trials, the tribulations, the ghostings, the catfishing, the everything
Yeah,
else that is so relatable to viewers today. Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
Apparently, according to something I read online, there were 57 million people in the United States alone on dating websites
Right.
and platforms. And so I'm thinking, my God, this truly is a relatable topic. And how many of those dates? I mean, I have so many amazing friends here, and they're friends with different life stories, different perspectives, different genders, different sexual orientations, different. I mean, and every single person has horror stories. Even just the other night, I had a wonderful friend come over. He had just been on a date with this guy that he really, really liked. And he came over and he was so upset. He's like, somehow it just all went wrong at the end. And I met him online, and I don't know if I'm ever going to see him again. I said, let's FaceTime him and I'll say hi. So we did. And he sent us straight to voicemail. So I said to my friend, sorry, pal. It's just part of online dating. I'm sorry. I don't think it worked out. But I mean, the stories just keep coming.
Right.
And So, you know, whether you're trying to find love or you're getting disappointed, this is something that pretty much everyone at some point in their life has gone through, even people who have been married for 50 years. I mean, unless they married the first person they went on a date with, we've all had a terrible date at some point in our lives.
For sure, for sure. But Louise, I mean, here you are, knockwood, you're happily married, you're, you know, whatever. And as you said, 10 years ago, like the dating situation online was not as big as it obviously is now. So I was wondering, you know, before when you were writing this, when you were really diving in, did you have to do some major research? Did you talk to people who had, you know, gone online, had these bad experiences or good experiences or whatever?
Yeah, I spoke to loads of people because, you know, one doesn't have to have experienced themselves in order to be able to write something.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Said last week she wrote a movie that came out a couple of years ago about her becoming possessed, but in real life she has never actually been possessed. And I wrote a movie about
Well, hold on a minute. We've all been possessed, but whatever.
right. I wrote a movie about a serial killer, but I'm not actually a serial killer. So as much as I haven't done online dating myself, I missed that by the skin of my teeth.
Right.
I have spoken to a lot of different people, and I suppose just having loads of friends who have gone through so much of
Yeah.
this stuff online, and it's really fun to come up with ridiculous scenarios. Some of these scenes were improv, and we had some actors from the Midwest when we were filming out there that weren't really trained actors,
Yeah.
which made it even more funny because you can present them with a scenario and say, look, this is a really bad date and you have to be a complete jerk.
Right.
And action.
And action.
And just see what comes up, and to see the spontaneity from
Yeah.
these actors. And several of the guys playing these roles are such nice, wonderful, ethical, great human beings in person. And at the end of each take, they were like, God, I'm coming off as such a jerk.
Right.
And I thought, but that's the fun of it. That's the fun of it. And they did such a good job playing really good jerks. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's it's just, I
Just
hope people,
fun.
I
Yeah.
just hope people laugh. I mean, we titled the film Chick Flick so that everybody gets a sense of what they're walking into.
Right.
This is not Dostoevsky, okay? This is Milton.
Yes.
This is meant to be a bit of fun. It's meant to be a bit of escapism. It's meant to be relatable, and it's meant to be a fun ride.
And that's what it is. And I want to ask you too, because, you know, listen, you wrote, starred, produced, you know, and obviously, and directed. Like, is there anything that you can't do, Louise?
Oh, I cannot make lobster thermidor.
Well, neither can I.
There's
Maybe
a lot.
we'll take a cooking course together. How's that? And then you everything. But you know, but directing for you, like how much fun was that? And obviously, I guess the bug is bit because I'm sure you'll be doing more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I directed this film before I directed Me You Madness, and then after Me You Madness, we went back and tinkered with this film again and decided how we wanted to release it and what our strategy was going to be. But without Chick Flick, I wouldn't have had the courage to direct another comedy, Me You Madness.
Yes.
And yes, I've been bitten by the bug, but I think I got bitten by the movie bug at the age of 4 as I was dancing in Scotland in front of my television to Footloose and Flashdance and watching The Goonies and saying, what is this magical universe called movies? And so it's been a lifetime as a dream to make films, and I love nothing more. Making Me Madness and Chick Flick to this day are the most fun times I've ever had. And you become a family with your crew. You find people that you want to work with time and time again. And the movie itself becomes a time capsule. It's a time capsule which represents the thoughts and feelings of an era, the fashions of an era, the music of an era. And it's a time capsule, at least a personal time capsule, about the friendships that you made and the camaraderie and team effort it takes to make a movie happen.
Yeah.
But today more than ever, the entertainment industry and the making of movies isn't an exclusive party. Anyone can do it
Right.
with an iPhone. So if there are other filmmakers out there fantasizing about making a movie, you don't need real film. You don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can
Mhm.
just go out there with your friends and make a film and go do
Yeah.
it and
Yeah.
have a great time. It's where all of the great directors that I admire and have studied and read all of their autobiographies, you realize, God, the things that they faced when they were young filmmakers or even in film school,
For sure.
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, listen, you give us some great stuff. Keep up the good work and best of luck with this. It is a load of fun. It's always a pleasure for me to have the opportunity to talk to you, Louise, and happy holidays to you and your
Happy
family.
holidays to you. Thank you so, so much and have an awesome day.
You too, Louise. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.